This is how they communicate. This is how they talk to each other. So what are they talking about? The programmers. What are the programmers talking about right now? I mean, they put it right in front of our face. When you're watching a show like The Simpsons or Family Guy, when you're watching CNN or the Super Bowl, for the NPCs are being programmed. Before the programmers, they're communicating. It's like a language. And some people have decoded this language, and I'm one of them. So what are they talking about? Listen, let's take it back. Let's take it back to this guy right here. This was a couple of days ago. Check this out.
Rousseau has passed away at 66, and while his cause was not shared publicly, he had been living with cancer. In French-Canadian dubs of The Simpsons and Austin Powers, he shaped voices we knew by heart: Lenny, Mr. Burns, Duffman, and Abraham Simpson. He brought English language favorites to Quebec, voicing characters in Toy Story and Toy Story 2, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, and Incredibles 2. He also worked on Marvel.
So basically, this guy who voiced Mr. Burns, forget all of the other stuff, the Mr. Burns, right there. The guy who voiced Mr. Burns just passed away. It was either a week or a week and a half ago, but the guy kicked the bucket at the age of 66. And he voiced Mr. Burns, okay? So what are they talking about? Check this out. Check just this one out. This one happened a month ago.
If you grew up watching Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, or Tiny Toon Adventures, then you grew up with his work. The animation world just lost one of its quiet giants. Barry Caldwell, a beloved storyboard artist, animator, and director, has passed away. And the tributes pouring in from across the industry say everything about the kind of person and the kind of artist he was. Barry Caldwell spent decades at the heart of American animation. He worked across some of the biggest studios in the business: Filmation, Ruby Spears, Warner Bros. Animation, Disney, and DreamWorks, leaving his fingerprints on shows that defined childhood for millions of people. His credits read like a greatest hits of cartoon history: Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, Tiny Toon Adventures.
Right there, Pinky and the Brain. So the guy responsible for creating Pinky and the Brain kicked the bucket too. So the Mr. Burns guy kicked the bucket, and the Pinky and the Brain guy. Pinky and the Brain, remember, that show was about taking over the world, blocking out the sun. Remember? That's the shit that the programmers be talking about. And then all of a sudden, look, this guy, Ted Turner. This happened yesterday.
When I get up in years, then maybe I'll have time to look back.
For more than 4 decades, philanthropist and media pioneer Ted Turner transformed broadcast television, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, Turner Classic Movies, and... Yep, he's the father of World Championship Wrestling 2. Robert Edward Ted...
So basically, he's a master programmer. He's about programming. Look at everything that he was involved in. Look at all of that.
TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, Turner Classic Movies, and... Yep, he's the father of World Championship Wrestling 2. Robert Edward Ted Turner III was born in November 1938 into an influential family whose ties helped catapult the serial entrepreneur to success.
He's got it, and the Atlanta Braves are the champions.
but the former Atlanta Braves owner had a fun side too.
He owned everything. He owned everything, just like Mr. Burns. How much did what did he own? Ted Turner is one of the largest private landowners in North America, owning over 2 million acres across the U.S. and Argentina. He owned a lot of shit. And he owned 45,000 bisons. 45,000 bisons. That's a lot of bisons, man. TNT, TBS. Yeah, this is a Mr. Burns, man. They already know it. It's a wrap. They're not going to be able to take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. And all of the top programmers is about to kick the bucket. And that's what they talking about right now.
I sat with Ted Turner and all these guys, and I had to, not cheer. He's cool, actually. We had a great time. We sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game together. He's a good man.
And it was the Emmy winner's first major venture that put him on the map. CNN, the world's first 24-hour cable news network.
We were taking a very, very big risk when we started CNN because it had never been done before.
It was new, and I looked upon it as possibly the last frontier in television.
I thought it was a very intelligent, calculated risk. I didn't see really any way it could fail, and obviously I was right.
I've been very happy with CNN. They give me fantastic exposure, get to work with a guy like Ted Turner, who's incredible. We're friends, I see him all the time. We have great times together.
I'm very much into the environment, into animals and birds and plants and endangered species.
Now that's good. I used to like Captain Planet. But remember, Mr. Burns, he owned a lot of stuff. He owned a nuclear power plant, which means that he gave power to a lot of people. But he was still Mr. Burns, though, man. Don't get it twisted. He's still Mr. Burns. They do a little bit of good so that they could say that they do a little bit of good. But at the end of the day, they still connected with that bullshit.
Remember that 90s teen classic? Fun fact, Ted co-created the series with a star-studded voice cast that included Whoopi Goldberg, Tim Curry, and Meg Ryan.
Nobody's got what Ted Turner's got. He's really a fantastic guy.
The father of 5 was a family man too. Turner married and divorced 3 times. His most famous wife? Oscar winner Jane Fonda tied the knot with the billionaire tycoon in 1991 at his family's ranch in Florida. Surrounded by 30 close relatives and friends, she wore a high-neck Victorian-inspired gown with long sleeves. Ted complimented her look in an all-white tux.
I'll announce you now, man and wife, together.
The pair split after a decade in 2022. The 80 for Brady star confessed to E.T. she didn't think she'd return to the big screen after their divorce.
I left for 15 years when I married Ted Turner, and I did not think I was going to come back, because when I married him, I thought it would be forever.
What's the secret to going through a relationship, ending a relationship, and remaining friends?
Just because you're not living together doesn't mean you can't be friends, and we were very close friends.
They also shared a passion for philanthropy. E.T. was last with them in 2017 as they celebrated Jane's 80th birthday.
You talked to Vanity Fair recently, and Ted is your date tonight. I mean, it's very cool. You were one of the first celebrities that started being that type of philanthropist before it was cool.
Well, I married Ted and Turner and moved to Georgia that had the highest rates of teen pregnancy in the country. So I decided to do something about it.
You said that women should essentially run the world.
Let's let the women hold political office for 100 years and see what they do. It'd be a much kinder, gentler, more intelligently run world.
Well, that was some real smart stuff to say, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be around these type of people unless you're one of them. So what are these programmers saying? They're saying it's a wrap. They're not going to take over the world, man. All of their plans is flushed down the toilet. All of the ones who got the money, all of the ones who used to reincarnate back into these different bodies, nah, they being judged. It's the end for them. And I'm rejoicing. For real, I'm rejoicing every day.
Peace to all of the divine primordial deities. Y'all already know what it is. I am not here for the dead. I am only here for the awakened. If it resonates, let it marinate. If it don't apply, let it fly. Now let's get deep. Now you know it's bad. And I mean bad, bad. When the so-called powers that be start to fight and all they dirty laundry get aired out. This all started back when Hillary went to running for office. And have you ever wondered why the Orange Man was so focused on getting those 30,000 emails? Well, those 30,000 emails was connected to the same thing that was happening in the Epstein files. But you see how the Orange Man wanted to get them to discredit her. But the whole time, your name in the Epstein files over 38,000 times. That just goes to show you all of them that you see on TV, from politics to actors, to entertainers, to presidents, and on up, is all involved. Like the Bible says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and wickedness in high places. This entire system is corrupt, and it needs to be destroyed from the bottom up. Whole foundation needs to be wiped out, because just taking out Epstein and people like Puff Daddy ain't enough. Because see, they're just two pawns on a board, which means that if you don't clear the board, the pawns that's left on the board can be used to initiate this same evil. So which means that the game must be completely cleared out, and it must be a restart. This entire system and all of their parasitic bloodlines must be wiped out. There must be a reset, because all of these people that is in these high positions is involved. And this is why they are taking their time with releasing these Epstein files in increments, because they are all involved. And I believe they are trying to get their little houses in order to probably try to find a way to get away. But see, what they fail to realize is that when it comes to the divine, ain't no escaping this ass whooping. Their dirty laundry will be aired out to the world. And that is exactly what's happening. These last 500 years that these vampires, and yes, hear me clearly, that been in power have turned this entire land to a farm. And they have turned us into livestock. Remember them describing us being live cattle? Because America is one big farm and we are considered the animals. They have been coming after our children and us. But then in the daytime, they're on our television screen, act like they're fighting for justice or they're right or they're doing something right. But these people are psychopaths and they are evil. Y'all forget that those who came over here with Christopher Columbus were convicts. They were criminals. And those who are running this land are descendants of them. So that same evil and diabolical behavior is just being passed down from generations to generations in their bloodline. So we need, honestly, a final destination of the bloodlines that must be completely wiped out. Because see, these parasitic bloodlines, which is these vampires, and hear me clearly, vampires, they've been using us as a food source the entire time, and that's what y'all failed to realize. They was the force behind slavery. They was the ones that was living in the Confederate States. They pushed racism. They started it. It wasn't just a money thing to them. They needed a continuation of a food supply. If y'all was aware of Hitler, y'all knew that Hitler called them bloodsuckers. And he also described them as being a parasitic race of beings. And he did not want to mix with them. Ask yourself why. And then Putin just came out last year talking about how the elite of America have gotten fattened off the flesh of humans. Human flesh. Got their bellies full of human flesh. And then he stated after that, their vampire ball is getting ready to end. It's been in y'all faces the whole time. Y'all been looking at reptilians, but reptilians ain't your problem. But Bobby told a lot of y'all that. And y'all swear y'all are conscious and y'all follow the master teacher. But if you really follow him, he told you that we was the reptilians. Something that I have been researching for a while. And only to discover it's ourselves. We too busy worrying about the spookism that we would never come to the realism. Because many of our people claiming to be conscious, but you're still running from yourself. The reptilians is the draconians, which is the serpent people, which goes back to the draconian Typhodian realm, which deals with the great mother. Why you think you have a reptilian?
If it's a time machine, they made it by duplicating the mind, because the real time machine is in your mind. And I can tell you this, I can teach you this. Every time you think about something from your past, you can attach them feelings to it. That's your past feelings coming back at this time, right? You think about the future, right? You can get information to bring it back to this moment and then write it down as a plan. You just went to the future, right? So listen, the only thing you got to worry about is this moment right now, because it's the only one that's real. If it's a...
Say this is what the Creator had in store for us, bro. Natural fruits and vegetables and even your meats, right? Eggs.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
This is what humans created for us. Bagged chips, bagged candy, bagged cereal, boxed candy, protein chips, frozen desserts. Say this is what the Creator had in store for us, bro. Natural fruits and vegetables and...
People of this world scare me a lot more than the one in the next. I think that one's pretty much taken care of. I hope it is. This is the place where everything can go wrong and screw up. I have a feeling like there's a divine order after this life, and things go a lot smoother. Of course, I could be wrong. I could be on a spigot for eternity going, oh, I was wrong.
Yeah.
People of this world.
What in the world happened to Princess Kalina?
This is a princess? It looked like a creature, man.
This is a big difference, guys. Something's going on here. I don't know what happened to Princess Kalina. Maybe you guys know. Let me know what you think. This is wild. What a transformation. I'm out. What in the world?
Why did they practice fasting? Why was that such a big deal? It's because it makes you feel like you are closer to God. You will be gifted the presence of God when you start sacrificing your drugs of choice.
I've had a situation before in the past where a client came to me to do love magic on a man, and I've had the rival come to me to do work to separate them. See, this is more common than people think. You know, listen, especially if you're down in Florida, witchcraft is a common thing.
What is the number one sign that somebody around you is housing a demon that was assigned to monitor you, aka a monitoring spirit? And before we get into the sign, I want you to know it can be very, very tricky, because the person that is housing this demon doesn't even know they're housing this demon, because they don't know. They just don't know. That's how it works. So
see, that's the thing about it. Father, forgive them, because they don't even know. A lot of these people don't even know. That's the cold thing, man.
How does a demon get into this person that's around you? Well, it gets in through sin, right? So let's say you have your cousin, little Timmy or little Kimmy, right? And the day before you guys were hanging out talking and everything felt good. Like there was no problems. You didn't feel weird. It was just a regular day with little Timmy or little Kimmy. But that night when you left little Kimmy or little Timmy or little Kimmy got into sin, right? They got into gossip. They got into lustful activities, right? And the devil wanted to get close to you. So what did the devil do? He's like, hey, yo, little demon, I want you to go to John's cousin, little Kimmy or little Timmy, and jump into one of those open doors that they have, right? And now that little sneaky monitoring spirit, little demon, is in little Kimmy or little Timmy, whoever it is. And so let's say Timmy or Kimmy wake up that next morning, right? That demon's gonna whisper a thought in their ear like, yo, let's go hang out with your cousin Johnny today. Let's go hang out with him again. That was fun yesterday, right? And you guys get together to hang out again, just like yesterday, and everything is good until little Kimmy or little Timmy starts asking you questions, right? They start asking you questions about your faith, your prayer life, or your plans for your business, or your relationships, or whatever it is, right? And right when little Timmy or little Kimmy starts asking you those questions, your discernment's gonna kick in. You're gonna start feeling this uneasiness in your spirit. That's called a vex, right? You're feeling vexed in your spirit. That is your discernment kicking in, because that's not little Timmy or little Kimmy asking you those questions. That's the demon, that's the monitoring spirit, right? Don't get me wrong, little Timmy or little Kimmy does not know that's the demon giving them the questions to ask you. They literally have no idea. The demon just wants those questions to be answered by you so they know how to plan to ruin you in the future, right? So now let's say you don't listen to your discernment. You don't listen to that feeling in your spirit. What happens next? You tell little Kimmy or little Timmy about your new relationship, your business ideas, how you pray, what time you pray at night, etc. Now that monitoring spirit jumps out of little Timmy, jumps out of little Kimmy, and goes back to Satan, right? And they start planning. And remember, the devil uses monitoring spirits because he is not omnipresent and he is not all-knowing. He needs you to give him info so he can plan how to destroy or delay your destiny. So always pay attention to that vex in your spirit, because you never know, you might be giving the devil all the ammo that he needs. All praise and glory goes to the Most High. I love you guys. Amen. What is it, number one?
Man, the way that I know that it's a monitoring spirit is because they keep asking me questions, and if I give them an answer, it's like they're not going to do nothing with it, like where I'm going or what time I'm getting back, or you understand what I'm saying? I just put something up in the microwave, man. Some water so I can make some tea. But yeah, that's how I can tell. It's like they always asking you, trying to get in your business.
Somebody around you is how.
Kodak Black just got arrested, and they got everybody confused right now. Kodak Black reportedly got arrested for drug trafficking charges when the police found his fingerprints on a prescription bottle in a vehicle he wasn't even driving. And he wasn't even in a car at the time when the vehicle got stopped. That's what got people online talking about how the hell you go to jail for something that's in a car that you wasn't even.
He went to jail because when they sign these contracts, they give their vessel over. So they own him. So at any time, they could just make up some shit and put him in jail. Now, they can't do that to the chosen ones. They can't do that to the ones that didn't sell out. But for Kodak Black, they can put him in jail anytime they want to. That's why.
Or you wasn't even in. You gotta make it make sense. Only thing I can really think of is somebody in that car was telling. Big snitching. The feds must have been doing an investigation, but the people in that car probably made it easier for them, like, oh, that's Kodak's. And when they grabbed it up, they did the little fingerprint, and they found out it was Kodak Black's. But the thing is, people was probably like, yeah, he's selling that shit. So I don't know right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. What do y'all think is the reason he really got arrested? Because right now, this is just reports that's coming out. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at the picture, maybe this is a good thing if he sit for a little bit so he can sober up.
I keep telling you, these people are lying to us about dolphins. These people are lying to us about mermaids. There is a reason why it is illegal to speak to dolphins. So a man in Fort Myers, Florida said he was kidnapped by dolphins. You heard what I just said? A man in Fort Myers, Florida was kidnapped by dolphins. This man said that these dolphins took him underwater. This man said that these dolphins were gonna have him build an underwater city. Now we're gonna say allegedly. This man was found sunburned and disoriented. They're saying that when they found him, he was drawing blueprints of what these dolphins had him building in the sand. This is everything in detail right here. Screenshot it. Read it. This man was gone for 3 days. Mind you, the details he told about that underwater city is crazy. Every question they asked this man about the situation, he answered. Asked this man, how did he breathe underwater? He told them that. They asked this man, how did he communicate? He told them that. And as far-fetched as this sounds, this don't sound far-fetched at all. There are stories where people say mermaids, mermen have taken them underwater to the same type of underwater cities. Just like in the video I said before, when they're taken underwater, they're taken to be a slave. This man said the same thing about these dolphins. Then you got to jump down the dolphin rabbit hole. Again, why is it illegal for us to speak to dolphins? What do dolphins know that they don't want us to know? This man said that these Dolphins released him and let him go because he did exactly what they wanted him to do. But they will be back because they just might need him to do more things. Y'all better pay attention. Stay away from the waters, man. Stay away.
What if dolphins could heal you with their frequencies? You know how they be talking? It's like a frequency. I was watching this one video and they was putting the pregnant women in the tank with the dolphins right before birth, and the dolphins circle the women and all of that, and they knew exactly when the women was going to have birth. It was crazy, man. Dolphins are not NPC animals. The majority of animals that you see running around, especially dogs, especially Frenchies, are NPC animals. But dolphins are not NPC animals.
Masculine is the protector, the provider, the leader, the woman, the lover, the carer, the life giver. Yeah, together, indestructible. Against each other, destructive. We are tearing each other apart. You can see how the enemy has really gone in there and started ripping into families and pulling them apart. So while everybody is so busy fighting against men do this and women do that, nobody's coming together anymore. And the more pain that's being caused, the more that we're being turned away from each other.
God have mercy upon us.
Out of the 12 scientists or UFO researchers that are dead or missing, this David Wilcock story is actually really sad. He was a good man. I'm going through a lot of his YouTubes. Did you know he had over 500,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel? He was making an impact to millions of people. He posted this a few days ago. Do you guys think he's really suicidal? I'm going to play a few clips to where you can decide for yourself.
Frankly, people are disappearing. Scientists are going missing. Now they're saying they're going to investigate this. The president himself is saying they're going to look into this and see if anything's going on. It's a little bit scary. I got to say, it's a little bit scary. But you guys knew that I might still show up even though it was last minute and I've had a really rough week. Like, you know, that's kind of like every week. But somehow we keep on making it through all of this. I really wish there were other influencers out there doing global meditations, but right now it seems like I'm the only one. And so we gotta keep on track, you guys. I need other people out there doing this for me because I don't want to be a single point failure. If anything ever happened to me, God forbid, you know, we don't want that to happen, but I want other people to be doing this as well, not just me. I have the authority to lay it down and the authority to take it up again. This commandment I received from my Father because he's an ascended being. Again, most of us can't do this. You don't get to resurrect. If you lay down your life, you're done. So please don't do that. Please don't be stupid. Okay? It's something you never want to have to go through. And again, you know, natural is the only way to go.
And with this clip you're about to see, you think he was on their radar?
One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers, from the cabal itself, is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. The rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission to enslave us. Ultimately, the universe is intelligent, alive, and conscious, and it is benevolent. It is a benevolent consciousness. That consciousness does not allow the negative to succeed unless it is invited. So the cabal has made a science, a very elaborate science, out of studying these arcane, occult, magical principles that allow them to get away with what they do. So they have to put out everything that tells you who they are in music videos, in these Super Bowl halftime shows, the Grammy Awards ceremonies. They're out there showing you the truth. This is what people are going to have so much trouble with once disclosure happens, is that these people actually practice black magic, and they are very, very good at it.